What do you make of the Crimson Tide heading in here to 2025?
So I think that that there's a lot to replace, but it just I think it suits DeBoer a little bit better. He inherited a guy like Milroe who was a difference maker as an athlete, but a little bit scattershot as far as a passer. Very different than what Michael Penix was doing there at Washington, where like everything was just on the money. The deep game was just such a huge part of that season for Washington, and I think they have the guys both at quarterback and at receiver to kind of make that work this year and kind of fit more, and I think you mentioned that Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator from that year at Washington, he's now at Alabama. So the pieces are in place definitely for this to be kind of an explosive team a la, the Mac Jones year in 2020, some of those Tua years where they just have the embarrassment of Richards at receiver and a quarterback that can just deliver it. So I am high on Ty Simpson. I think that he's a guy that is going to plug right in and do really well. I think he's projects to be one of the best first-year starters in college football this year. So it all sets up well there. And Ryan Williams, terrifying, like a Jason Voorhees level receiver. You're just terrified to go against him. I can attest to that from the Georgia game last year. My question, though, what's up with the run game here at Alabama? Because again, they did lose Milroe, who accounted for I think 20 touchdowns last year, and he was their leading rusher. Jam Miller just picked up an injury that over the past weekend in a scrimmage. He's going to be out for a little bit here, so a lot of kind of in an uncharacteristic fashion, we don't really know what the run game is going to look like for Bama, but they do probably have the offensive line talent to kind of like plow open holes for anybody.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought up Ryan Grubb. I think this is going to look much more like a Kalen DeBoer team and what he wants this program to look like this year. Last year, you still had some remnants of Saban stuff and guys that weren't sure whether or not to stick around for the DeBoer era or to leave. Now, by this point, John, I mean, DeBoer's been here for, 19, 20 months at this point. So anybody that's left from those Saban years is fully bought in to Kalen DeBoer at this point. He brings in Ryan Grubb. I think this offense is going to look much different this year. I like the Ty Simpson move at quarterback as well. He's going to have quite a bit of pressure on him, but as long as he takes care of the football and doesn't go full Jalen Milroe here and have 11 interceptions and make some really costly plays, I think this is going to look really nice, and he's going to be a big impact with his legs too, as he can scramble. Not to like the Milroe level, but I do think that's going to alleviate some of that pain that's going on in the learning curve with that backfield. The Jam Miller injury is interesting, but from what I've read, it sounds like he's going to be back by that Georgia game at the end of September.
Yep, it all lines up for that, as it usually does for Alabama.